Hi folks, this is PJ from Lancaster Archery. A lot of you out there are probably bow hunters like me. Your bow hunting season's winding down. You want to keep shooting. One way to do that is to shoot indoor tournaments and leagues. Fortunately, most tournaments out there account for bow hunters and the special equipment that they use. And so you can compete in these tournaments using basically the equipment that you use to bow hunt. With some modifications. You can make a few, you can make a lot, depending on what you want to do, what you want to spend. For a bow hunter, if you can put an arrow into an area about the size of this blue circle on an elk, a deer, bear, whatever you're hunting, big game, if you can fit an arrow, if you can consistently fit arrows into that target, you're going to be doing pretty good. You're going to have kill shots every time. For a bullseye tournament, target league, your center scoring ring is much smaller than that. So you can see, for you to consistently put arrows inside this smallest ring, you've got to do things to make your shooting more precise. So one of the first things that you may want to think about doing is reducing the draw weight on your bow. This is a 70-pound bow. And in a tournament situation, I may have to shoot anywhere from 30 to 60 arrows in a relatively short amount of time. That's a lot of shooting. 70 pounds could wear me down over time. So you got your limb bolts here. This is what controls your draw weight. By turning them counterclockwise, you can reduce the draw weight of your bow. Every bow is different, but on average, one full turn of the limb bolt equals about 3 pounds. Just be sure that whatever you do to one limb, you do to the other. You want to reduce the weight evenly. This is an 8-inch stabilizer. It's very common among bow hunters. For target archers, what they like is a little bit longer stabilizer. In most of the tournament rules out there, they're going to allow, in the bow hunting class, stabilizers up to 12 inches. So I can add another 4 inches of stabilization with a 12-inch stabilizer. That's going to allow me to hold my bow a little bit steadier. What you're going to see is your sight pin will settle down a little more with a longer stabilizer. In the bow hunter class, the typical regulation is that bow hunters must use fixed pin sights. That means sight pins that cannot be moved. Typically, a lot of them will allow you to use adjustable sights as long as you don't move them once the tournament starts. At our own Lancaster Archery class, you can use any sight that has movable pins, but you can't move them once the shooting starts. Many bow hunting sights have pins, like this one here, that are 29 thousandths of an inch. That's the top pin in this bow sight here. But you can see how much bigger it is than the bottom pin. That bottom pin is 10 thousandths. Some archers feel that a smaller pin is more precise because it will allow you to pick your spot within the bullseye that you're going to hit. The larger pin may cover the whole bullseye, but the smaller one will allow you to be more precise in your aiming. Standard, very common hunting peep sight is one that's a 1/4 inch. That's that one here. It allows a lot of light to come through the peep sight to get to your eye when you're hunting early in the morning, late in the evening. But in a target setting, the lighting isn't a factor, so you may want to switch out your hunting peep sight for one that has a smaller diameter. This hunting peep sight's a 1/4 inch. This target sight is 3/32. Again, that smaller diameter is going to allow you to be more precise with your aiming. A hunting arrow is built for speed, accuracy, and knockdown power. Your target arrow is going to be built specifically for accuracy. That's all that matters. A larger diameter arrow is going to take up more of the target, give you a greater chance of hitting the higher scoring ring. In any tournament, all you have to do is touch the ring of the higher scoring area to score those points. Here on the hunting arrow, I've got 2-inch vanes. That's pretty standard. However, for shooting target, you might want to shoot something like this, 3, 4, or 5-inch feather. This is a 4-inch feather. The longer fletching is going to allow for more stable flight by your arrow. When you fletch them, you may want to fletch them in what they call a helical fashion. That's where the fletching curves around the arrow and it induces spin. Causes your arrow to spin better. That's going to stabilize the flight. Typical hunting point weight is 100 grains. That's pretty standard. This is a field point here. My hunting points are 100 grains to match those field points. However, for a target arrow, you may want to shoot something a little heavier. This point here is 250 grains. Again, that weight, that heavier weight, is going to cause your arrow to fly more stable. So you're going to put that out front. Along with the fletchings in the back, you're going to have a very stable, accurate arrow. Every tournament and league has its own rules for the Bowhunter class. For a complete list of rules for the Lancaster Archery Classic, check out our tournament homepage. Bowhunters can be target archers too. If you want to give it a try, go out to your local pro shop or club, enter a league or tournament, stop by the Lancaster Archery Classic. We'd love to have you compete with us. If you have any questions about what you've seen here today, you can give us a call or check us out at lancasterarchery.com.